Last night Chicago was baseball mad, the Tribune reported after the Sox clinched the American League pennant. Men stood and cheered in elevated trains when the news was passed along that the Sox were safe and that Chicago had 2 pennants and the World's Championship. Still, baseball's first intra-city World Series seemed a pitiful mismatch. The Cubs were the owners of 116 regular season wins, a record that would not be matched for 95 years. The Cubbies featured the lineup which included the immortal double-play duo of Johnny Evers, Joe Tinker, and Frank Chance, as well as batting leaders like Harry Steinfeld and Johnny Kling. Their pitching rotation included 2 20-game winners, Mordecai Brown and Jack Feister, as well as effective hurlers like Ed Rulebach and Carl Lundgren. The White Sox had a team batting average of .228, with not a single 300 hitter, and their pitching was temperamental. The team started the season in 6th place. But they battled throughout the year, and won 19 in a row late in the season, and what had seemed impossible happened. Chicago had 2 teams in the World Series. The White Sox pitching rotation included 2 20-game winners, Frank Owen and Nick Adlock, a future Hall of Famer, Ed Walsh, as well as Doc White.
Their lineup featured George Davis, another future Hall of Famer.
Their hit leader was their second baseman, Frank Isbell. Fan rivalry was intense. Tempers flared, and fights broke out. On the opening day of the series, business stopped and City Hall closed down. Tickets were $2 for box seats, and 50 cents for the bleachers. Game 1 took place on at 1:45 p.m. on October 9th at Westside Grounds. 12,693 were in attendance. Jim Johnstone was the home plate umpire, Silko Lachlan was at first base. The Cubs sent Mordecai Three-Finger Brown to the mound. Because of childhood curiosity, Mordecai lost most of his right index finger in a piece of farming equipment. Not long after, he fell while chasing a rabbit, and broke his other finger. The result was a bent middle finger, a paralyzed little finger, and a stump, where the index finger used to be. The disfigured limb gave him the ability to throw a bewildering curveball with lots of movement. On October 9th, Brown was a 4-year veteran, with 68 career wins. The White Sox sent a 29-year-old veteran, Nick Altrock, who was coming off his second 20-win season. The game began at 1:45 p.m.
Both pitchers were perfect through the first 3 innings. Mordecai Brown retired the first 12 batters he faced, striking out 2 in the first and 3 more through 4 innings of work. Nick Altrock, though not quite as dazzling, still retired the first 11 batters, keeping the ball down and getting 9 ground outs, and striking out Mordecai Brown in the bottom of the 3rd. Frank Schulte broke up Altrock's no-hitter with a 2-out infield single in the 4th. He then proceeded to steal second, and would have been thrown out, if it had not been for the error by the second baseman, Frank Isbell. It was Three-Finger Brown that allowed the first run. George Rahe led off the top of the 5th with a triple. Jiggs Donahue struck out. But Patsy Dougherty, the veteran of the first World Series, had better luck. He hit a slow grounder toward the pitcher. Brown picked up the ball and threw it home. But Johnny Kling failed to catch it, committing an error and letting Rahe score. Kling was so shaken up by the error, he failed to catch the next pitch to Billy Sullivan, allowing Patsy Dougherty to advance to second. Brown faced more trouble in the top of the 6th, walking Nick Altrock, the first batter of the inning. Ed Hahn's bunt to third let Altrock advance to second. Fielder Jones was up next, hitting the ball up the middle for a single. Altrock tried to advance home and was promptly thrown out by Solly Hoffman. Fielder Jones managed to advance to second on a throw home. Another passed ball by Johnny Kling allowed Jones to advance to third. Frank Isbell knocked him in with a single to left. Frank Isbell proceeded to steal second, but George Rowe grounded out to the pitcher, ending the rally. Nick Altrock had a perfect 5th, retiring all 3 batters, including Johnny Evers by a strikeout. But he had troubles in the 6th as well. Johnny Kling drew a leadoff walk and Mordecai Brown hit an infield single. A bunt ground out by Solly Hoffman advanced the runners. With Jimmy Sheckard at bat, Nick Altrock threw a wild pitch, allowing Johnny Kling to score. Altrock retired the next 2 batters, but the Cubs managed to cut the lead in half. This would be the last run of the game. The White Sox managed to get the runner on in both the 7th and the 8th, but never got past second base despite Brown's somewhat shaky pitching. The Cubs, for their part, went hitless in the 7th and got a runner on in the 8th, but never got to second base either. In the bottom of the 9th, Frank Chance hit a 2-out single up the middle. It ended up as another wasted opportunity for the Cubs. Nick Altrock got the next hitter, Harry Steinfeld, to pop out to center, earning him a complete game and the win. After the final out, the spectators rushed the field. The police had to restrain the crowd to protect the players. Both pitchers threw complete games. Both had very similar statistics, the big difference being the unearned run charge to Mordecai Brown. While Brown led with 7 strikeouts, Nick Altrock retired 13 of the 27 batters on groundouts. The White Sox took the 1-0 series lead.